morning, everyone, and welcome back to Granted Gardens. Our videos for gardening have been a little bit choppy recently. As I've mentioned, we have had some construction going on at the house, so there's just been a lot happening, and trying to work around all of that has proven to be a little bit more difficult than I initially thought. So I've been thinking about whether or not I was going to do a video on some of the stuff around the yard. Needless to say, construction is not going well, and everything that was pretty much done up to this point is going to need to be completely redone. So with that being said, obviously the plants kind of became the least of our worries at that point. However, while the siding company was here, they did a tremendous job of making sure that they stepped on virtually every single plant that is directly around the house. I'm not going to mention companies. I'm not going to go that direction, but just because I had included those plants in a lot of my videos up to this point, I felt it only fair to share the downside of being a plant mommy. And that's when people step on your plants. So I'm going to do a full yard tour today. I'm going to walk you through the garden beds and the herbs, and then I'll walk you briefly around the house too, and show you what little we have left around the house. So thank you guys for tuning in. And if you have any words of wisdom as far as bringing some of these plants back, I'd appreciate hearing it. We're trying, but I don't know. We'll see. So check it out. Let me know if you can help me. Thanks. In a good place. This is the raised beds. Potatoes are coming up again. So this is our second round of potatoes. These are doing awesome. We're really excited about that. I'm surprised with how quickly they've grown. All the sunflowers here have bloomed. They're beautiful. I can't imagine, like, I seriously can't get over how big this guy is. He's huge. Let me see if I can put my hand up there. Gotta set down my tea. Look at the size of this sunflower. Isn't that amazing? So beautiful. Cucumbers we picked from today and, well, this weekend, and we did pickles. We're working on making some pickles, so I was pretty excited about that. We also pulled the beets and did pickle beets as well. So there's a little bit more space in the garden bed here. We have started from seed our fall garden plans as well. So those are in small seed starters, working their way up, so that we'll have something to be putting in here for our fall garden here soon. I took down the wind chime for this video. William Henry, if you're watching, I did that for you. This sunflower hasn't bloomed quite yet. Over here, the cucamelons are spreading out all over the place. Still have not picked from cucamelons yet. Down here, these guys are our melons. These don't really look like melons though, do they? Curious. This is my first year doing these. So these are cantaloupes. At least that's what they were marked as, so we'll see what happens there. We will see. The peas are dying off. We contemplated ripping them out this weekend, but I'm just trying to get some to dry up and seed for me, because I'd like to save some of the seeds from these guys, because they were such a great plant this year. So we're trying to get those to dry, save them for seed. Those will probably be coming out like next weekend. Staked up some more of the tomato plants. I also planted more tomato plants, so down here, right there, and back there, those are the suckers from my sucker video that I had put in dirt and rooted really well, so I decided to put them in the garden bed. Hope for the best. We've got peppers coming still. We had a lot of flowers on the Mad Hatter, but no pepper on him yet. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting fruit from this. Patiently waiting. I've sprayed the tomato plants again, but the sickness is just taking over. I don't think that there's really much I can do at this point. I've been trying to keep up with spraying them every 3 days in hopes that it would help, but they're not looking too hot. They're looking pretty sickly. All of them at this point. So I guess we'll hope for the best and hope that that fruit ripens. Maybe we'll at least get some tomatoes out of there. And then these guys probably aren't far from going. Cukes in the back, doing their thing. We actually picked one of the cucumbers that we pickled off of that plant, so. Tyler's beans and peas. It looks like he ripped his peas out because the peas were dying off too. But his bean bush is still there. It's doing pretty good. More potatoes. The flowers are dying back. They seem to kind of go through that cycle though. So that's it for the garden bed, the raised beds for the vegetables. I'll walk you around out front. So as we're walking out front, I figured we'd stop at the plants along the way we have here. So the grapes are getting pretty big. They're starting to reach up the little lattice here. The bugs seem to be leaving them alone for now, but they did enough damage while they were going the other week. Kiwis are still growing. Oh, the butterflies always fly away. I tried to get them on video. Can you see him? Oh, there's Rose of Sharon blooming. So some of the fallout from having the siding people come. We had a nut bush, what was that? Hazelnut here, that's completely missing. Then the hazelnut over here was bent and broken, so we tubed him to try and make it a little bit more obvious that there's something growing there that we don't want dead, and hopefully help the tree recover a bit. I don't know if you can see out towards the road, but we put up the tubes around quite a few of the trees. Try and help them grow. Mika, get out of the roses. Here are my rose bushes that were gorgeous and growing. As you can see, they're all snapped off, broken, trampled on. Sad. So I need to come out here and prune these, see if I can get the dead off and give them another chance. I'm so sad. I mean, look, like, what the heck? Poor roses. They're all broken. Brewster's doing alright. As for this garden bed, it's doing alright too. It's got a lot of trash in it, but luckily this was not an area that they needed to step in, so everything here is alive, thank goodness. So I would have been devastated about that. But we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. A lot of this stuff I just planted this year. The majority of it is from last year, last fall. That sunflower I think is about ready to get picked. This guy right here. The little one next to him we're gonna leave, but I don't think he's gonna get nearly as big as that first one. Not sure what this is. This came up all by itself and I thought it looked cool, so I left it. Any ideas on what you think it is? Let me know. We got a new addition. Isn't he cute? A little gnome. Flower pots are still doing good. So at least this bed didn't get damaged. Now we'll walk around over here to the last bit. Excuse the mess, they're still coming back to do more. If you recall, over here were our berry bushes. We had 2 raspberries and 1 blackberry. We are now down to 1 raspberry. You can't tell because I got him staked up, but they done stepped on him too, so he's all broken down here at the bottom, and he just lays flat on the ground if he's not hoisted up. So again, did my best to make it obvious that we have something here growing that we want to grow, and to please be careful. The other little raspberry, gone. I don't even see him anywhere. And then the blackberry bush is laying here. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see it. So this was our blackberry bush. Just trampled on. Dead. Also, in addition to that, over here was our butterfly bush. Trampled on, dead. Kind of looks like it's been cut, to be honest with you. I don't know, but that's what's left of our butterfly bush. Then we've got these guys here. They too have been trampled. They laid a whole bunch of siding on top of them, but these ones at least are still alive. So we have to be thankful for that much, right? But clearly trampled on. The one thing I wanted to point out was this guy, as dead as he looks, because he was also squished. I'm actually really excited because he's starting to bloom. This is the mysterious plant from the plant swap that I got. That was really cool because leaves are really deep green, and then on the bottom they're really deep purple. And so I'm excited about this because I'm hoping that these are going to bloom and that I can get some seeds from them. I have no idea what the flowers are going to look like though. It's like multiple flower heads inside of just this like pod. So I'm really excited to see what that's going to do. I feel like they'll probably be very pretty. And then hopefully we'll get some seed we can grow some more. This guy actually made a baby. So we got a new one coming up here, which I'm pretty excited about that. He's just filled right in. And then my lamb's ears, squished flat. Not terrible. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll bounce back. It's the best I can do. Alright, and then last but not least, our herb bed. I was out here for a while yesterday, just picking from the mint and the basil. They're producing like crazy. I got a full basket by the time I was done just picking those 2 things. Hi, Meeks. And there's a lot of picking that still needs done. I came out, I picked a little bit off of the chamomile. I think the chamomile is on its way out though. There was a lot of dead branches, so I trimmed it back quite a bit, but there was a lot of new growth down here too, so I didn't want to pull it. But I chopped off some huge dead branches off of that guy, so I think he's probably on his way out. But truly, he's getting big. So this one's the next one. I want to come out here tonight and pick from that. I could still pick from that basil. I still see a lot of leaves that are ready to be picked. Some things that did very, very well this year. I'm happy with the chamomile. I put it all up yesterday, everything that I had harvested from him this year and kept, and it's enough for me for tea for the year. It would not have been enough to sell, but from one bush, one plant, to produce enough for me for a whole year, I think that's really good. So I'll probably do them again. Mint obviously is doing very, very well. We're trying to come up with uses though. Now we've got a bunch of mint and we don't really use it that often. So I don't know if we'll do mint again. I don't know if we're gonna have a choice because I think he comes back. Sage I love. I would love to do more sage. Ideally I'd like to have it for incense if we can get enough. Basil, definitely do basil again. Love basil. 2 plants is necessary. I honestly think that, because we've got this one right here and then we've got this one back here, I honestly think that we could have far more basil plants and not have too much basil. We use it on everything. Oregano and thyme, I feel like we didn't pick from nearly as much as we could have this year. Maybe I should start picking it and putting it up. Isn't that beautiful? We're waiting for the coriander. So our cilantro bolted quite a bit back. All these little seeds will turn brown and they'll fall off, and you can use them, other than coriander, you can use them to cook with. Our foxglove came back, so he's got a bunch of flowers on him. I'm excited to see that second run for him. The yarrow looks like it's almost on its way out as far as the flowers go for that first round. But it looks like we've got some little ones coming in. They might get a second round out of him. Other than that, I think it's just time to really start paying attention to picking and drying. That's really where my focus needs to be. So I'm gonna come out here probably every day and pick from these guys. And then start, if we get too much to where it won't dry on its own, start utilizing the dehydrator a little bit more. We're actually dehydrating beef jerky today, so we've got it out. We'll start using it. Let's see what else. I'm not sure that I ever actually did a video on this tree. It would be worth it for me to have done the video first and then shown you this. But this tree is one of our favorite trees in our backyard. Right now you wouldn't know that, but this tree gets gorgeous and it fills in with these huge leaves and it's absolutely beautiful. But about twice a year, these caterpillars show up on this tree. Let me see if I can get them to focus. These guys, and by the hundreds, completely cover the tree every inch and devour it into what you see now. You can see all of these guys under the leaves. Devour it into what you see now. It's funny because in a few days, those caterpillars will be gone. And this tree will start producing leaves again. And they're absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to show you guys this tree right now, where you probably think I'm crazy because it's ugly. And then I'll show you this tree in a week. And you can see how different it'll look. It's interesting to watch. There's actually a whole system going on this tree that once I learn everything, maybe I'll just do a whole video on this tree because it's pretty interesting. excuse the mess under the deck. As I mentioned, we still have not had the opportunity to put everything together back on the deck since we took it all down to stain the deck. And then it's been stain, and then it's been construction for siding. So it just hasn't been organized all summer. That's also strongly why I haven't done a pot video. Our pots have been producing really great. I think a lot of them are also kind of on their way out. The tomatoes we've been picking from like crazy on the deck, but they are starting to kind of phase out. So we're going to start ripping out some of the things in the pots and starting our fall garden pots there. I would love to give you guys a tour of it, but quite frankly, it's just chaotic and messy up there right now. So hopefully I'll be able to do a video on it before everything gets ripped out, but we've got about 2 more weeks until construction's done, and then hopefully we can get the deck in the yard put back together permanently. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I really hope that if you guys have any information on how I can revive some of these plants, I would appreciate that as well. But thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.